Picture this. Ethan the repairman comes over to fix your fridge. He charges $25 just to walk through your front door, plus $20 for every hour he actually works. So how do you predict your final bill before he even picks up a wrench? You know, you probably already do this math intuitively in your head. But today, we're going to give that intuition a proper mathematical name and a really powerful structure. We're diving right into decoding linear equations. We're going to take everyday financial mysteries and turn them into perfectly predictable math. By the end of this explainer, you're going to completely understand the linear formula. You'll know exactly what the variables mean, and you'll be able to actually graph real-world costs. No more guessing, just clear, reliable patterns.
All right, let's jump straight into the real-life math problem we just talked about. If we look at Ethan's pricing breakdown, we actually see two completely different types of costs. First, you've got that base fee of $25. He charges you this literally just to show up. It's a one-time, fixed cost. Honestly, it doesn't matter if he's there for 5 minutes or 5 hours, that $25 is locked in. But then we have the hourly wage, right? $20 per hour of work. Now this cost accumulates. It grows the longer he stays at your house. What's really cool here is how we mathematically label these two moving parts. On the independent side, we have our variable x. For Ethan, x is just the number of hours he works. We call it independent because it can change freely. Maybe it's 1 hour, maybe it's 4. On the flip side, we have our y. This is your total bill. And why is it dependent? Well, because the total amount you pay completely depends on how many hours Ethan actually worked. Makes sense, right?
Okay, so now that we've got the basic idea down, let's decode the actual linear formula.
Behold the foundational equation, y equals a plus bx. Now look, I totally get it. Throwing alphabet letters into math can sometimes feel a little intimidating, but seriously, don't panic. The absolute crucial point here is that a and b just represent constant numbers. They're basically the fixed rules of whatever real-life scenario we're looking at.
Let's make this super concrete by mapping the formula directly back to Ethan's repair business. Look at how beautifully this lines up. Y, our dependent variable, is the total bill. A is what we call the Y-intercept in graphing terms. But in real life, that's just Ethan's fixed $25 base fee. Then B is the slope, which is his $20 hourly rate. And finally, X is our independent variable, the number of hours worked. Now, a common student confusion I hear literally all the time is, wait, why do we have two completely different letters, X and Y, alongside A and B? It's such a great question. The reason is that A and B are locked in, Ethan's rates. They aren't changing today. But X is the input we choose or observe, like the hours worked, and Y is the final result we're actually solving for. Basically, X and Y are the variables that actually vary.
So here is exactly how we build the equation step by step. Step 1, identify the fixed cost. Our A equals 25. Step 2, identify the hourly rate. Our B equals 20. Step 3, just combine them together. Our final magical formula to predict Ethan's bill is Y equals 25 plus 20x.
All right, let's see this formula in action with another example.
Consider the number $31.50. If a local tax preparer charges this as a one-time fee plus an hourly rate, I want you to guess, which part of our linear equation does this specific number represent? Well, if you said the A variable, or the fixed cost, you hit the nail right on the head. And this brilliantly illustrates how universal the formula really is. For a tax preparer, the fixed cost A is $31.50. Their hourly rate B, let's say, is $32 flat. So what's our brand new equation? Y equals $31.50 plus 32x.
Wait, pause for a second, because this is absolutely important. What if Ethan, the repairman, or our tax preparer, works exactly 0 hours? Imagine Ethan drives to your house, walks in, and boom, your dishwasher magically starts working on its own. X is 0. Well, 20 times 0 is 0, so Y simply equals 25. If X is 0, Y is always just the fixed base fee.
Let's look at one more quick analogy to completely solidify this pattern in your mind. Emma's Extreme Sports runs hang gliding classes. She pays her instructors a flat $50 fee just to show up, plus $20 per student. The equation simply becomes Y equals 50 plus 20x. The structure is exactly the same, right? Whether we're talking about hours worked or students taught, the math just doesn't change.
Now, here's a bit of a curveball for you. Is Y equals negative 0.125 minus 3.5x a linear equation? Does throwing negative numbers and decimals into the mix break our clean little rule? The answer is
Absolutely not. It's still a perfect linear equation. Remember, a and b can be literally any constant numbers, even negative ones, even decimals. The rule completely holds up.
Okay, let's take all of this and visualize it by graphing the straight line.
The really crucial point to grasp here is the role of the slope, our b variable. It literally dictates the steepness and the direction of that straight line on a graph. If b is greater than 0, like Ethan's positive $20 an hour, the line slopes upward to the right. The bill gets bigger. If b happens to be exactly 0, the line is completely horizontal, meaning the cost never changes. And if b is less than 0, the line slopes downward.
Tracking Ethan's math visually in a table, the pattern becomes so incredibly obvious. At 0 hours, the cost is $25. At 1 hour, it's $45. At 2 hours, it's $65. Because our slope b is a constant 20, for every single step we take down that table as x increases, y grows at a constant, highly predictable rate. It never curves and it never spikes unpredictably.
Let's bring it all together with a quick summary and some next steps.
Time for a rapid-fire review to really lock this in before we go. The linear equation form is always y equals a plus bx. Got it? X is your independent input. Y is your dependent output. A is your fixed starting point, also known as the Y-intercept, and B, well, that's your constant slope, the rate of change.
So, what does this all actually mean for us? Practically speaking, linear equations are just an incredibly powerful tool. They take potentially unpredictable real-world variables, like figuring out how much a repair or a tax service is ultimately going to cost you, and they turn them into a perfectly predictable straight line. It's honestly kind of like a superpower. I'm going to leave you with this final, practical question to chew on. If your college textbook costs $85 to buy right now, plus a $10 fee for every single chapter you access online, what is your linear equation? Identify your A, figure out your B, build your formula, and I will see you in the next explainer where we'll dive even